This is GrimRev, and I'm going to be doing a review of Aion. And on this video review, I'm going to be breaking it down to parts to understand the mechanics of the game that makes this genre so visually awesome. Now, I played this game for about a year and a few months, and I pretty much enjoy this game completely. Compared to most MMOs, this is a pay-to-play game, and it's pretty constant updates of new content is pretty good. Now, I gotta say, I want you guys to enjoy what I enjoy the most about this game. So let's begin with the breakdown. Okay, just gonna log in right now. Bing! The user agreement, blah blah blah. Okay, so pretty much what I mean about breakdown, I'm gonna break down from character customization to what the money system is here in the game, to what makes this game very different, so that when you guys look at this game, I know a lot of you don't have a little itchy about pay to play games. Like most of you who are probably getting into or new to MMOs aren't used to the whole idea of paying monthly subscription, just buying the game itself. Those that are MMO fans that are like WoW and free to play and other WoWs like Guild Wars 2. Honestly, I'm a true believer of this. Whatever game you enjoy the most, whatever you guys enjoy playing, whether it's WoW, you love WoW, bro or sis, that's truly on you. You love it. I'm happy you love your game. But on this video, there's no such thing as a WoW killer or anything such thing as a Halo killer. It's what you love and what you play. So I'm gonna break it down so you guys can understand the mechanics of the game, from character customization to what NSoft wanted you guys to do, and what can you benefit from playing this game in a certain way. There's no real pro way. It's how you feel to play. So let me begin with the character layout. As you can see, I have about 6 characters here, and the true reason why I have that is because out of experience, having multiple classes pretty much near the same level actually makes it easier to go, it's easier to make money and easier to transfer weapons. See, in the game you got this a thing called an account warehouse, which it's a small little, I think 24 slots of space where you can transfer weapons or items that are tradable between the characters. And the reason I say this is, just say if you're playing a certain class and you find a certain class of that weapon, for example, like say you play an assassin and Lord behold, you found plate armor for your glad or your temp. Instead of selling it, you can end up giving it to one of your character class, and they'll benefit, and from there you won't have to waste money buying other equipment. And that's the cool thing about this game. I want to share my experience with you guys, so you won't have to make a lot of the trivial mistakes that I have or my fiance has, because she plays this game hardcore. This is the only game she plays. So let's begin. So as you can see, there's multiple character classes and there's 8 classes, but 4 major division of those subdivision classes. But let me go into selecting another server. Now, there are 3 factions in this game, and what it is that there's 2 playable factions and 1 that is controlled by an AI, which they reside mostly in the Abyss, which is the center of the center of the world. Now, what had happened was that the lore of the games is like there was a great tower eternity that held the planet together, and in some epic battle between these dragon-like people destroyed the tower, the planet shattered, and pretty much the once great awesome Deva like angel folks split into 2. The ones that are in the top are the Asmodeans, the top of Altaria. Since there's no sunlight, it's dark wasteland, no nutrients and none. So what they did is they made these civilization very rough, like is that they had to evolve in themselves to pretty much look very beastly to survive. Since it became almost a barren wasteland, you can imagine a lot of the animals and livestock had to become predatorial in some sense, so they had to become predatorial. So they kind of give a very pale moon glow look, has mane, claws, talons, but they're really cool and amazing in that sense. There's no bad or good guys, it's just that there's a misunderstanding between the Elios and the Asmodeans. So if you guys decide that you want to play Asmos because they think they're evil looking, you can do that, but there's truly no bad guys. Now you got the Elios that lives on the bottom part of Alteria. Now the thing is, they're pretty much really plain folk. They're pretty angelic, pretty in that sense. They're pretty much, your Bible-looking folks. So they got white wings. They don't look rugged. They have shiny armor. While the Asmodeans have this really savage, feathery-like armor. Their wings are black and torn to pieces in that sense. So we can, but the thing is, as you when you start the game, it's pretty much the same. Elios, you were once a general that lost your memory, and you reverted back into a mortal, trying to find your way back to what had happened to you when you lost your memory. For the Asmodeans, you're going by some sort of prophecy, and you're trying to stop this prophecy. So you go through a lot of tributes to figure out where do you stand in its destiny. So I'm gonna make an Elios today. So let's go and select that. Okay, now there's 4 subdivision classes here, and there are 4 major classes, and each of those classes subdivide into 2 things. You have your warrior that subdivides the glads and temp, your scout from assassin, but let's get more into it right now. When you get into the game and you start playing this, do not look at this. This stat thing doesn't make sense, because what ends up happening is as you level up, Aion automatically adds points to those stats, whether power, accuracy, so it's an automatic thing. The only influence you have with the customization is the mana stones and armor pieces, whatever you get from that, whatever stats you get from those 2. Now, a lot of people may get discouraged by this, but honestly, it's just too much to have too many of those base stat customizations, because you don't want to go and screw up your character in that sense. It's an MO, and a lot of hours are put into grinding to get your level, so you don't want to waste your idea that you end up having a character that's all out on accuracy when he could have used some of that power, so you pretty much have a failed class, so you don't want to do that. So NSoft made sure that the only stat base you're going to get from the game is from the armor you collect or acquired from weapons. Sometimes you're going to have armors that benefit from other pieces, giving you a boost armor set stat. And then whatever mana stones you get, which are stones that that has stat on it, which your armor pieces have slot to them. So when you put these stones in them, it goes on your overall status. Now you can remove the stones, and you also can enchant your armor, so you can end up leveling up your pieces of your armor by 10 times. But